So Jamar Chase claims he might get fined this week because we're playing the Vikings. And if you don't know, obviously, yes, Justin Jefferson and Chase both played at LSU with Joe Burrow. So they both do the gritty, man. They both love griddying. And obviously going to Minnesota and, it's kind of disrespectful to gritty in Justin Jefferson's house. Jamar Chase is still going to do it. The reporter asked, "Are you allowed to gritty in Justin Jefferson's house?" Jamar Chase said, if he doesn't want me to, I'm going to do it. Purposely, yeah, I want to piss him off. He would continue to say that he might actually go crazy this week when he scores a touchdown, and there might be some extracurricular activities that causes Jamar Chase to get fined, which, listen, I still am waiting for him to do the Chad Johnson where he grabs the, camera in the end zone and points it. Like he was supposed to do that last year in the Bills game. He never did it. Chad has already said that he would pay the fines if Jamar Chase did it. I don't know why he hasn't done it yet, because that would make such a funny moment across the board, and we're still waiting for that possible scenario to happen. Yeah. Anyway, so continuing on the quote, because for some reason the quote is not continued on here. He says, who knows what I'll do when I get in the end zone. Maybe I'll get fined this week. Who knows? So maybe gritty so hard you go to the other sideline. Just don't do something stupid and get penalized, okay? We need this win, okay? We can't mess around with this type of win. This is one of those wins where it's a very winnable game. Let's just be smart and not do anything ridiculously crazy that get us, kicked out of the game or anything like that. But it's also Jamar Chase. I highly doubt he would. In others news, Chad Johnson claims he still calls up Zach Taylor and tells him, I'm open. Which is such a random thing. And that's why I love Chad so freaking much. Because this is the pinnacle of what Chad Johnson is. Bro calls up Zach Taylor randomly, he says, and it says, by the way, I'm open. Which I think he needs to say a lot to Zach Taylor, for being honest. There's a lot of, things that I think needs to be said without being said. But hey, at the end of the day, Chad's always open. Now, obviously, this week is going to be quite the interesting week as we do take on the Minnesota Vikings. Now, here's what I'll say about this situation. ESPN, going into this week, had our odds at 55% chance that the Vikings win, 45% chance that that we win. They haven't really changed it much at all. So since, J.J. McCarthy has officially been ruled out and, he's out for 2 to 4 weeks with a injury, they really still say it's exactly the same, even with Carson Wentz in there, which, come on, man. I don't know if I agree with this. I think, personally speaking, with Carson Wentz in there, we're probably looking at like a 75-35 split. Yeah, I'm really high on the Bengals this week, guys. I'm not kidding, man. I'm not trying to be over here crazy, but I really think we're gonna win this game. This is a game that is very, very winnable, and I don't see a scenario where we don't win this game. So I'm surprised that the first time ESPN is, I guess, negative on us, but they're always negative on us. But the first time that they actually have us as our lowest percent chance to win of the season, it's after the other team's starting quarterback is ruled out of the game. Which, come on, man. There's no way that ESPN truly or anyone truly believes Carson Wentz is that dude. I mean, maybe back in the day, but nowadays, I can't see it, man. I can't see it. even with our defense, which I honestly this year so far has been really freaking good. So I got to give our defense a lot of credit this year. They've been looking a lot better than I think everyone expected, in all honesty. But even with our defense getting much crap as they do, like, I just say, man, our defense, like, they're not that bad, man. They're gonna cook. They're gonna absolutely cook. And Carson Wentz is due for a couple turnovers in this game, and we do have a very optimistic? No, hold up. That's not a word. Opportunistic defense. I'm pretty sure that's like the saying. I don't know. Guys, tell me down below your thoughts, opinions. Make sure to like, it's coming down below.